Today on Let's Fish TV, we are at Lake Hartwell. Lake Hartwell is located in the western part of South Carolina, and it is loaded with all types of species of fish. Today we're targeting stripers and hybrids for a phenomenal show. Guys, we're gonna absolutely blast them today. The fish are biting, and I can't wait to showcase it. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now.
That's a big one right there.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southwest region every week.
You ever caught a fish that big?
No!
Got it.
Now the day. There you go. Another redfish. Got him. Now, that's what Let's Fish TV is all about right there, guys. Welcome to Let's Fish TV. I'm your host, Andrew Upshaw, and today we're at Lake Hartwell. Lake Hartwell is fed by two big rivers, the Tougaloo and the Seneca, and sits just over 56,000 surface area acres. This place is loaded with all types of fish, from largemouth bass, spotted bass, crappie, hybrids, and stripers. Today, though, we're going after hybrids and stripers. This lake is known for some of the biggest stripers in the state of South Carolina, and I know for a fact we're gonna get on those fish. We'll also have this week's fishing report from your local region from our insider reporters. In the meantime, I'm gonna get this Academy boat launch, get everything set up. We'll toss it back to the studio for your weekend planner.
Hi everybody, great news, spring has finally arrived. We have a lot of great fishing ahead of us. The Salooner tables are predicting good game fish activity Saturday and Sunday. Those peak action times will begin around 10:59 Saturday and 11:49 late Sunday morning. Nighttime action will begin around 10:34 on Saturday and 11:24 Sunday evening. Depending on your local area, expect the sun to rise around 7:24 and set around 7:42. Also, this weekend will feature a full moon. Keep up with our latest fishing adventures, tips, and tricks from Let's Fish TV by joining us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Also, don't forget Andrew's doing an Academy tour, so be sure to look to our social media pages to see when and where he will be next.
Today on Let's Fish TV, we're at Lake Hartwell. We're gonna go target stripers and hybrids. We're in the early part of the year, the pre-spawn, spawn, you know, that early part of spring. The fish are biting, the bass are biting, but we are going after stripers. We got a big wind coming in today at post frontal. We're gonna go search out some bait, see if we can find some shad and some herring to find those big stripers. We're gonna get after it. We'll see y'all here in just a second. Nice. It's either gonna be a hybrid or a striper. That's what I'm talking about. Dropped it right on his nose. Golly. It's a pretty nice one too. He put it right on his nose. That's the benefit of using active target too. But today, guys, we are on Lake Hartwell, and we're actually fishing for these particular fish, hybrids and stripers, what this lake is absolutely known for. But today we're not just talking about fishing, we're talking about the area, the Lake Hartwell country, and all the benefits of coming fishing here. You know, I know a lot of times you see me do bass fishing shows and crappie shows, but I really wanted to bring you a different episode today and show you just how much fun these striper are. I mean, like, we're already a minute into this fight, and I'm finally starting to gain some ground on this fish. Oh my gosh, it's a big one, guys. All right, we almost got her whipped. All right, here we go. I guess this is probably one of those that I should have brought a net to. There we go. Oh, come here, fish. Come here, you big joker. There we go. Check that out. Nice striper here on Lake Hartwell. I mean, had that minnow choked. Check that out. Wow. Craziness. Just get those pliers in there, pops right out, just like that. What an awesome fish. Let's get this fish back. We're gonna talk a little bit about where we're at, what we're doing. Whew, I'm whipped. Goodness gracious, guys. You know, I hadn't been striper fishing in quite some time, and that one kind of kicked my booty. You know, I'm only fishing with 10-pound braid to a 6-pound leader. Kind of giving myself a little test today just to see how it all works out. But today we're in Lake Hartwell, and Lake Hartwell is a very special place for me. I love this body of water. I fished a bunch of bass tournaments here. But today I wanted to bring you something different. I wanted to bring you a striper fishing show with a little bit of edging bass like I like to do. But today we're using Active Target 2, using a little minnow, just kind of jigging around trying to find these stripers. But beyond just fishing for striper and fishing this area, which is a beautiful area, is Lake Hartwell is known for a lot of different things, you know, whether it be bass fishing, crappie fishing, but it also has some amazing hiking, some great rivers. I mean, the fishing here is fantastic. Everything around here is so nice. So we're gonna break that down today. We're gonna talk about this area and what makes it so special beyond just how great this particular lake is. But I'm gonna get back to it. The striper are everywhere. I'm gonna explain how you find them here on Lake Hartwell and what you need to do when you get a chance to come down here. So I'm gonna get back to it. I'll see y'all here in just a second.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you once again by Freeman Toyota, home of the 7-year, 100,000-mile free warranty on all new cars and 3 years free oil change and tire rotations. Now this week we're going to start at Richland Chambers. It's located about halfway between the DFW and Houston metroplexes, just off 45 outside Corsicana. It's a huge lake and it's got a lot of great fishing on it. This week we're going to talk about catfish, specifically blue cats. You'll find them up very shallow now, less than 3 feet of water, as they're feeding, getting ready for their turn to go up and spawn. You'll want to use either cut bait or live bait to catch these blue cats, especially the big ones, on Richland Chambers. Now over at Cedar Creek, the crappie have begun their spawning movements, and they're up in the shallows, up in the creeks, hanging around thick brush. Look for the brushiest places you can find, and you'll want to get one of those long crappie poles so you can reach back in that brush and dip down in there with either your crappie jig or a live minnow. That'll get you some crappie on Cedar Creek. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes. Be sure and check us out on Facebook, Lone Star Lakes.
What? Oh, right there. There's another one. Oh, here he comes. Oh, he's going vertical on it. There we go. Another striper. Little striper this time. God, that was awesome. Goodness gracious. Saw him come up, arc on it. Another nice little striper here. Not a big one. That other one was a really nice one, but a good fish nonetheless. There we go. Oh, come here, fish. Oh, come here. Oh. I promise I've done this before. There we go. There we go. Another nice little striper. This is a what they consider a small striper here on Lake Hartwell, but a good fish nonetheless. I mean, guys, the fishing is fantastic here. One thing about what makes Lake Hartwell really special is the blueback herring. Blueback herring are a certain type of bait fish, and the stripers, the spotted bass, everything feeds on the blueback herring. They get 4 to 6 inches in size. They're really fast moving bait, but it really helps make those fish grow to a very large level. And you know, this is something that I learned back home on Toledo Bend on the white bass run. We always call the white bass run when they get ready to go spawn. What they do is they'll move up the rivers back home. And so here is the exact same way. So during the early spring, you know, we're in the early part of spring right now, the bait is up the rivers where the water's a little bit dirtier, a little bit warmer. And as the season goes on, the fish go down the lake. So when you get into the summertime, they're down in the main part of the lake of Lake Hartwell. As these fish shift, they actually chase the bait up here and they'll shift back down to the main lake part of the lake. There's an enormous school of striper here. I can't wait to showcase. I also have a brand new bait I can't wait to show you too. We'll talk about that here in just a minute as well.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury, Go Boldly, Loran's, the ultimate fishing system, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach Tourism. Let's fish on Alabama's beaches. Motor Guides Tour Pro with GPS anchor, powered by Passion.
Yep, it's a nice hybrid. Check that out, guys. Wow, this lake really shows out. Oh, here he comes. There we go. There we go. Oh, it's a hybrid there. Yep, that's a hybrid. The other two were stripers, and so Hartwell is known for not only its big stripers, but also really nice hybrid bass, which I'll show you the difference when I get this fish in. One thing that makes it different is the stripers are a little bit longer, whereas the hybrids are a little bit taller. And what I mean by taller is they're from here to here, they're bigger. But the one way you can tell a hybrid is the broken stripes on the side, whereas the stripers are a single stripe down the side. And that's not a bad hybrid right there. Really nice fish. Golly, they're chunky here, eating all those blueback herring. But real fast, I want to show you a new bait that is soon to be released. Actually, is going to be released at the Bassmasters Classic. This is called the Mock Baits Schooler. And as you can tell, it actually has a broken tail. You know, you can actually see the ribs in the tail. What this does is it gives the bait an enormous amount of action without a lot of rod action. And what that means is I don't have to sit there and shake it or do anything like that. All I have to do is float that bait in front of the fish, and it's gonna give enough tail action to get that fish to strike. It's gonna come in a bunch of different colors, and it is fantastic bait for using on a jig head, using active target, or any type of forward-facing sonar when you're fishing for these fish. You know, when it comes to striper fishing, honestly, forward-facing sonar has really changed the game. I mean, you can find the fish easier, but it's not even just about that. You know, this time of year, especially the early spring here at Lake Hartwell, and a lot of places, the biggest key is finding the bait fish. Once you find the bait fish, you're gonna find the fish. And that's what makes using nice sonar or better sonar really, really important. And also what makes having a through hole transducer even more important. So what I mean by that is where you actually epoxy the transducer in the bottom of your boat. And what I am able to do with my Loran's HGS Pros is while I'm running down the lake going 25, 30 miles an hour, I can watch that sonar. And once I start seeing that bait pop up, I can turn around and start fishing. That's exactly what I did today. I was able to find the bait and in turn found the fish. And that's what you look for anytime you're on any body of water looking for fish, but more importantly, especially when you're fishing for striper on Lake Hartwell. So I'm gonna get back to it. The fish are biting, guys. You wanna come down here, I promise you, this is a blast.
Hey friends, Captain Kevin Broussard here with this week's Let's Fish Outdoor Report, coming to you from Hackberry, Louisiana, right here at Cajun Paradise Charters on Calcasieu Lake. We're gonna start off on the saltwater scene. We're gonna keep it right here on Calcasieu Lake. Tell you what, we're still getting one or two of these late season fronts coming through. Tell you what, when they come through, they sure do mess up the fishing for the most part. But we still are catching lots of redfish, catching them still deep water, live shrimp, even some dead shrimp on the bottom. Shallow water, live shrimp under a cork, artificial gulp under a cork. Tell you what, look for moving water around your points and stuff. Trout fishing on Calcasieu right now, it's a little slow, but I tell you what, we are catching a few on live shrimp under a cork, and also the boom boom shrimp and some down soft plastics on 1/8 and 1/4 ounce jig heads. On the freshwater side of things, I tell you what, up at Toledo Bend right now, the bass are starting to spawn, or they've actually been spawning. Lots of big bass getting caught. For old Cajun Phil, I'm Captain Kevin Broussard here at Cajun Paradise Charter saying, let's fish.
There we go. Yeah, nice little striper. Not a really great big one, but a good one nonetheless. Or is that a hybrid? It might be a big old hybrid, actually. That's a big old hybrid. Yep, it was a nice hybrid. Check that out, guys. Wow. This lake really shows out. I mean, it's got such a good population of hybrids and stripers in it. It's unreal. Another nice chunky fish.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there. Power Pull, Total Boat Control. Balls Out, made in the USA. Heavy duty mounts for your fish finders. Rely on, challenge your limits.
That's bigger than the first one. Woo! Check that out. Oh my gosh. There we go. Oh, there's another nice one. Oh, baby. Goodness gracious. Now he's gonna run at me. Oh, that's another big one right there. Mock schooler, man. Oh my gosh. Is he going to the top? Oh, he's running right at me. 6-pound line, 10-pound braid. You got to baby them a little bit. Let them do their thing. You probably don't even need that lot of line. I'll be honest, guys. Like the 10-pound braid, I just like because it manages so well on a spinning rod. It's another nice one. Golly. Ooh. Come here, fish. Go. Come here, give up. There we go. Ooh, that's bigger than the first one. Woo! Check that out. Oh my gosh. What a fight. These fish are going crazy. Let's get this fish back and we're gonna talk a little bit more about what we're at and exactly how you can come to Lake Hartwell and catch these big, monstrous fish. But real fast, I want to talk about these gloves that I'm wearing right now. These are Glacier gloves. Anytime that I'm out in the sun, especially really sunny days like today's, bright bluebird days, I wear my sun gloves. I actually had a little skin cancer scare last season, and so it's really become a part of something that I wear daily. But it's not even just for that. Everybody wants to talk about, oh, you got to have gloves for sun, but the other reason is when you're catching big stripers like that, it doesn't tear your hands up as bad. And I can grab that fish and I can do everything I need to do. And that goes for just about every species of fish. Now, honestly, guys, today I wish I had a net or a fish gripper from Academy, but I just don't have one today. So I'm just at the mercy of going and lipping them. And sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do. But Lake Hartwell, guys, this is a place that so much more than just the lake. It's an area, it's a lifestyle. This place, Lake Hartwell Country, is just such a big part of this area. I mean, you have some of the best restaurants around. You've got great seafood. This is a fantastic lake to come boating on. The water's clear on the bottom end and a little bit dirtier up the rivers. You've got kayaking. You've got everything that you can imagine. You need to come visit here. I'll drop some links in here. I want you to come to this area, find you a really good place to stay. You know, there's some great bed and breakfasts. It has all the accommodations that you could ever ask for, and honestly, it has one of the best tackle stores I've ever been in and has some really unique baits in there as well. So Come check out Lake Hartwell if you get a chance. You will absolutely not be disappointed. Every time I come here, it is an experience that I always remember.
Matt Pangrak here with the Bass Talk Live podcast, and this is your weekly Oklahoma fishing report. This week, we're going to go to the southern part of the state to a little lake called Lake of the Arbuckles. Now, Lake of the Arbuckles has a lot of different species in it, channel catfish, a good population of crappie and white bass, but what it is most famous for is its population of big Florida strain largemouth bass and also some really good smallmouth bass. Now, this time of the year with some unseasonably warm weather that we've been having in Oklahoma, the bass are on the move. They're moving from those winter haunts up to the shallows, and Lake of the Arbuckles is a great place to target those fish using a variety of baits. Predominantly right now, a swim bait, a 6 to 8 inch swim bait, a soft swim bait with a paddle tail on a jig head, or one of the harness baits is working on pea gravel points in the mid-lake area in that 6 to 8 foot range, where those females, once that water temp has reached the mid 50s, are looking to get up, make their nests, and spawn. Now, Arbuckle can be kind of tricky. Some days are better than others, but with a little bit of wind, you have the chance to catch a fish of a lifetime out there. Hey, for more information on not only bass fishing in Oklahoma, but across the country, check out the Bass Talk Live podcast every Monday through Thursday on BassZone.com and on the Bass Talk Live YouTube channel.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lake Hartwell Country. Catch the feeling. Lose, feel the difference. Strike King, tie one on. And by Glacier Outdoor. Outdoors since 1982. Here's today's Right Stuff, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Today on Lake Hartwell, we used a couple different baits to catch our fish. You know, the very first bait I picked up is the tried and true Baby Z2. This is made by Strike King. It has that Elastec type formula, plastic that doesn't tear, and is really, really good for those stripers and hybrids. Using a 3/8 ounce ball head and a Team Lew's Elite rod. This is a 7-foot medium with a custom light spinning reel. This is made by Lew's. This is the spinning reel that I absolutely love. And today we went light line on them. You know, if you've watched this show enough, you know I really like fishing lighter than average line. 10-pound braided line to a 6-pound Strike King Contra fluorocarbon leader. It is super strong when you hook those fish. I mean, we're catching some really, really big stripers today. And that was what I really believe was the reason we were getting some of those bites, because some of them actually bit really close to the boat. But the breadwinner today, the one that I honestly had no expectation of, because I've never actually used the bait until today, and that is the new Mock Nation. This is a brand new bait. It's called the Schooler. It's a fluke style bait, but it has an elongated tail that has a lot of little breaks in it. And what this allows the bait to do is whenever you're shaking the bait, it gives it an enormous amount of action with little shakes. So you don't have to just like shake it really, really hard. You can barely put some action to it and it's gonna get that bait working right. I was using a 1/4 ounce jig head. And on this one though, I changed my setup a little bit. I went to a Team Lew's Signature Series 610 medium rod. I was using a little bit lighter jig head, so I went to a little bit smaller rod. And then I paired it up with the Hyper Mag. This is just a phenomenal spinning reel as well. Lake Hartwell Country is a lifestyle. This place is phenomenal. If you get a chance, you definitely need to come check it out. But guys, I'm getting ready to hit the road. We're gonna go to another lake, and next week we're gonna have another great episode. But until next time, I'll see you on the water.